Hey, good morning, guys. Good afternoon, you could say. I am with Diego, and he's running for governor. So to give you a posted, I have him on the screen. Spill the beans, Diego. I'm getting a feedback. Just getting a feedback on your side. You might want to mute your other side.
Hold on real quick. Let me turn that off real quick. There we go.
It's on you. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Diego Martinez. I am a candidate for governor of California in 2022. We are registered and we're going to be on the ballot, and it's an honor to be on your show.
What do you want to tell the people where you're from and what motivates you to be running for governor?
Well, I'm from Uruguay originally, so I was an immigrant coming to the United States when I was about 6 years old. So that would make me what they call in today's world a dreamer. I got my U.S. citizenship in 2008. You know, if you've ever lived in another country, it's funny because the United States gives you the best opportunities of any other country in the world. You can come from not having anything to doing anything that you want. The only thing that stops you in the United States is yourself. And it's the ability to want to go out there and work hard and just achieve something in life. You know, I was talking to some Hispanics the other day and they kind of made me laugh. And I said, you know what? Nobody forces you to be here. Latinos in our race, the funny thing is nobody forces us to be here in the United States. We actually all came by choice. So when they said we need to change America, I said, no, we need to change our thinking and the way we are. America is the greatest country in the world, and I'm proud to be an American. But the best part of it is that us as Latinos, we came here because we wanted to be here. So why would we want to change anything? We got to get away from the socialism and the stuff that's going on right now. We really have to remember about our independence, our freedom, and our liberty to be happy, which that seems to be getting taken away from us, especially here in California with the governor that we have.
And now that you're saying that, what do you want to tell those other dreamers out there?
All the dreamers, I want to tell them to follow me on Facebook because I have an immigration reform program once I get elected into office that's going to help you. It's going to help us. It's going to help the whole state of California. And I'm hoping to be the leaders for an immigration reform program for the United States with their help. And that's what we're going to need. We're going to need their help to help us do this because my immigration reform program is set up to where everybody who's here right now, we give them a work permit. And I know people are saying, whoa, amnesty. Let's stop for a little bit. We're not going to deport 10 million people. It's not going to happen. So why don't we start doing this? Why don't we get them all a work permit? Get them all to pay their fair share of taxes. Stop all the free programs that we're giving them. Now, when you do that, you got 2.5 million people who haven't paid their fair share of taxes now being able to pay their fair share of taxes. At that point, you can turn around and give the California taxpayer a tax cut because now you got a whole bunch of people paying, not just 0.25% of the people paying. So if you did that, the state will actually be taking in more revenue than less because you have more people paying a little bit less than what everybody else was paying before. Because it's insane. Right now, our governor wants to take our 13% tax rate and bring it up to 16.8. We can't live in California the way we're doing. So we have to make some changes. Some of the changes that we have to do is an immigration reform program. We have 2.5 million people pay their fair share of taxes. And what does that do for the taxpayer? It reduces our taxes because then we can lower our taxes and not lose any of the services because we're technically getting more money coming in.
Correct. And this taxes, have you heard any problems where you're in the Bay Area regarding businesses, small business over COVID-19?
Well, you know, a lot of what's happening right now with the small businesses is, especially in California, our governor has a shutdown, has his different regulations. It seems like they get worse and worse every month that he opens his mouth. We're to the point right now where I'm in a small county. And if I go up and down the avenue here, it's a shame to see how many people are out of business. You see places we're gone. GNC in Tuolumne County, which is the next county over, and it's a pharmaceutical place for health, exercise. They shut down. They actually have a going out of business sign. It's a shame that You can go and eat at a restaurant outside unless they don't have outside seating. Then you can't eat there, and those people are out of business. But where does COVID 19 decide whether you're outside or inside if it's going to attack you or not? Because if you're outside and the wind's blowing, you're more capable of catching it than if you're inside and there's no wind blowing. It just
Correct. I mean, people. And then another thing I learned through the church is, okay, big boxes are open, Walmart, all these big boxes businesses, and they're taking away the small businesses away, and their small businesses are closing. But the big box is like, oh, we're fine, we're open to this time, but come shop with us, but can't shop with the local store. Doesn't make sense, you know.
and that's a big problem that there is right now. But let's just talk. We want to talk about retail stores. Why can you go to a Walmart? Why can you go to Lowe's? Why can you go to Home Depot? But you can't go to a small business? That doesn't make sense. Now, we could take that a step further. Why is it that we can go to Walmart, we can go to Lowe's, we can go to all these places, stand in line, yet we can't go to church on Sunday?
Yeah, that's another thing that I was going to bring up to you. Why can't we go to church on Sunday? If Walmart is open, why can't we go to church? You know.
And like I say, the First Amendment, the first thing that they wrote in the First Amendment was freedom of religion, because our forefathers came here with the intention of religion being their number one thing that they wanted, right? Now that right is getting infringed on us and getting told that we can't. I tell every church, open up for business, open up to our religion, open up so that we can praise our God, whichever God you believe in. But we should have that right because that's what our forefathers came over here to do. Government and religion should never mix. And that was said from the beginning, yet we're mixing it because we're letting the government dictate whether we can go to church or not. That doesn't make sense. Let's go outside. Let's have services outside. Now, if you watched the convention last night, people were sitting outside. That was fine. Is it because at the Democratic Party? Because if you can do that at a conference, why can't you do that for church? Why are they shutting down our religion?
When you said that right, they were outside. I saw that the last clip of it. They were outside at the DNC. Why can't they do it in churches in other churches in California? And another part I'm noticing, my friends have left. I have 5 friends that I grew up in church with together. They left to Texas. Some are in Idaho, some in Washington, other liberal states, but they're up in different states that are open up. You know.
You know, our state should be open. Is this virus something critical? It is. But at the same time, it should be open so that we can get out of the deficit that we're in. Our governor is sitting here waiting for the federal government to bail us out. This is not the federal government's problem. It is our problems from California. We did it. We need to get ourselves out of it. We have got to stop giving free programs to everybody, start tying up the money, and actually putting it where it belongs. I am so sick and tired of hearing like Prop 47. It is for our safety. It's for our kids. It's for this. The underline of it was that if you were a criminal, you got out of jail with the get out of jail free card. See, our governor has not explained all our programs to us. They haven't explained all the bills. They make it sound so good. Like right now, Proposition 25, which is the bail bonds, which what I do for a living, and they're making it sound like, oh, you're just going to go to jail and they're going to let you go. Well, that's not true. First of all, they have 12 days before you go see a judge. And if a judge wants to release you, they can do that now. Cash bail is a supplement for the people that can afford it and want to get out of jail. And it's not just rich people. Everybody's getting out of jail. But if you want to sit there and wait for your arraignment, the judge can let you off. The judge could put an ankle monitor on you. The only problem is that once you put an ankle monitor on somebody before trial, now you're saying that they're guilty before a fair trial. Because now you're making them do something for their condition of release, which means they're guilty. That's unconstitutional. So that's not going to go very far. Now, take this. Bail bonds right now cost the state of California $0. It costs us nothing. Our clients pay us. We take care of them. We make sure they go back to jail. We make sure they go to court. We babysit them. This Prop 25 passes. People vote yes on it. It's going to cost the taxpayers $1 billion a year. Where's that coming from? Oh, they're going to tax us. So let me get this straight. You're going to get violated with a crime. Then you're going to even get violated a second time because you got to pay for that person to get out of jail. How does that make any sense to anybody? It really doesn't. So Prop 25 is a definite no. You know what? The state needs to quit harassing people and quit taking industry out of California because that's what they're doing. If Prop 25 passes, the bail bond industry is gone. So 10,000 people will be out of job. How about AB 5? Governor Newsom just signed an executive order 2 nights ago, and Uber and Lyft were supposed to be out of business yesterday at midnight. But
Correct.
they got an injunction with the courts to keep them in business till it comes back in November. Why are we taking jobs away from Californians? Now, I heard the assemblywoman who wrote the bill and said, well, these people need to have insurance. They need to have workman's comp. They need to have, well, as a self-contractor, we know what we're getting ourselves into. We're self-contractors for a reason, because maybe we can't make as much money as another person. The Uber and the Lyft work just great for people who are retired, can make a minimal amount of income. They understand that at the end they're 1099, so they're self-contractors. So they understand they got to pay taxes on the money, but they can't work 40 hours a week. And you can't expect an employer to put them on payroll because now we got payroll taxes to do. So what are you doing? You're driving the small companies out of business. You're driving the middle class businesses out of business because of the taxes that they're doing for us.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying because I met her before she ran for office. I was at a union with the union, and I was like, I was gonna interview her before she was running for office. The one with AB 5. Now she's at the top. She ignores me when I'm at the Capitol asking for an interview from her, even though she's in my region. Yeah, she's in my region. I know who you're talking about. I saw her when she was this small. Now she's this big, but she ignores it when it comes to interviews, and her staff go, no, Daniel, we know you who you are. We've seen you from. It's like, she's. I was on top of her from the beginning. Was going to question what was her plan, what was her vision for the assembly. That was it. That was my question because she was at the UN Food Bank. This was 10 years ago plus. And San Diego, I went with the UN. They knew I was a reporter, so I was like just trying to get information because they go, hey, she's going to be there. Well, so I went with the union, carpooling with all of the union people, interviewing them as I go along, and it was a good interview. But I'm trying to say, yeah, that bill that she did, AB 5, it ain't gonna work. I know there's lawsuits behind it as well as we speak. There's lawsuits behind that. But yeah, she that's a no on AB 5. I'm totally against AB 5.
I
Uh,
think people mislead AB 5. When you listen to how they present it, it sounds really well. These people are going to get workman's comp, they're going to get this, but the people who you're taking out of work, they understand that it's a part-time job. They understand it's a self-contracting job. Not only that, just imagine what your Uber drive is going to be from now on. It used to be what, $10, $15 to go across town, 38, 40, $50 now. You just took that service out of hand and out of reach, and a lot of low-income uh, neighborhoods are the ones using these services because they made sense. Not only did they make sense, they were affordable for people to be able to use them. And like right now, I'm not doing anything. Hey, you know what? Let me go stand in the corner, turn on my app, and start taking Uber drives. In 2 hours, I got something I got to do, so I can't do that anymore. But if they make me an employee, then I have to work a schedule. So it doesn't work for me anymore. Some people are using that as supplemental income. So I wish people would take a really good look at what they're doing. They're affecting our livelihood. They're affecting the way people do business. And it's not just me. It's not just you. It's everybody who's had these self-contracting businesses. Some free riders. If you're a journalist, you're a freelancer. Well, now you can only write 35 articles for one newspaper without becoming an
yeah,
employee. How does that work? You're a freelancer for a reason. You're a freelancer because maybe you have kids at home. Maybe you have another job. Maybe it's just something that you do on the side and you can freelance here, freelance there. But if you're counting how many jobs you're doing with the company, that's ridiculous. That's the industry that they're hitting. That's what they're doing to us.
yeah. Now that you said that, because I'm gonna put my credit repair out there because I'm helping since COVID-19 started. I've been helping people clean their credit, and yeah, I had to jump from freelancing to credit repair because this thing is 35. No, but they're making all this wave into Capitol. All the reporters are gonna go over there to make that story, and they're forgetting they're making a story within a story. those at the Capitol. They're forgetting that they're making a story within a story. So we got to go out there or get that story and publish that right away. Like the governor talks every day now. Well, that's a story. He's made more stories since he closed his state before other states got closed. We're the first state over before states, and now he can't make sense. And it's just a headache. And I'm glad you're running for governor. I'm behind on you. I'm gonna be meeting you guys on September. Was it 17 or 12? So, Congress Bish said it's 12 September 12th. I'll be up there. I mean, I'm excited because I'm gonna be with you guys at the Capitol. I'm looking forward for it. You know, that you're gonna be out there. You know.
So let me do something real
Go for
quick.
it.
Chris Bish is probably one of the hardworking people that I know that's running for office right now. I'm behind her 100%. I think she'll be a great congresswoman for anybody. And if you're in District 6, take a look at Chris Bish because she's actually there to work. What we've done now is kind of weird because there's a lot of new people coming into politics that have never held offices in anything before, just like myself. This is going to be my first office that I'm running for. Chris Bish, Antonio Delgado down in District 44, down in the San Bernardino Valley. And you just look around, we're all running because we're all sick and tired of what's going on. The three things that all three of us have in common: we're all business owners. We all came here with the same thing, that we're going to work, but we're all getting taxed out of California. So we're all working for the working people. I think there should be term limits on a politician. I think it's 12 years. Whether you serve 8 years as a governor, 4 years as school board district, I think 12 years is more than enough, because when the Constitution first got built, politicians wasn't a career. Back in the day, if you were a politician, you went to work every day. You held your office, then you went to work. So after work, you become a politician, and you came and made the laws and regulations. I think we need to go back to something to that form where there's term limits. You look at Joe Biden right now. What did they say last night? 40 years in the making. Just simple question. What has he done in 40 years?
That was my question.
That he's going to make a difference in another 4 years as a president. Because if I remember right, in history, please, my brain doesn't always work the same way, but didn't him and Barack Obama both say steel will never come back? Manufacturing jobs will never come back. We're at a peak already. So if that happened when you were in office and you were the vice president, and you believe that, 4 years later, you want us to believe that you can bring more of these jobs back that you wouldn't bring back 4 years ago? If somebody can explain that to me, the guy should be president. But you couldn't do it in 40 years. What's going to be the difference in the next 4 years? Now, do I agree with everything of Donald Trump? No, I don't. Do I support Donald Trump? I do, because I think he's the best person for the job. I do it like a job interview. And I tell everybody this when they look at me. I'm running as a Republican, but if you're a Democrat, you're an independent, take a look at me. Because I want to unite California. We all need to work together for a better difference. We need to come together. Now, if I'm the best guy for the job and you feel that our standards, that we meet each other's goals and what I'm looking for a better California, and it meets your needs, then you should vote for me. And that's how I voted for Donald Trump. Do I like his tweeting? Nah, I could do without it. But guess what? The guy has done a great job when it comes to bringing jobs back to the United States. And one thing that you never heard anybody say till Donald Trump: America first. That is a strong saying by itself. Me, I'm about California first right now, because we need to fix California. We need to get the homeless people off the streets into a program where they have a rehab center and work training so they can actually get back to the workforce, which means what? I got to bring industry back into California. So we have to cut the taxes and the regulations for big industries to be able to come back so that we can provide more jobs for the people in California. We have got to fix the homeless problem instead of putting a Band-Aid on it. I have a plan to fix it. We're going to take how many old hospitals, how many old military bases are available that we can make into housing. And that's my key here. We're going to make those places into housing with rehab centers. In the mental health, people are going to have mental health ability to go get the help that they need. Ronald Reagan did away with the mental health hospitals in the 80s because it wasn't needed. Unfortunately, now it's needed. 70% of the people who are homeless right now have mental illness, and we have to address that. The only way we can fix this is by addressing it and going right to it. So you take the old hospitals, their living quarters, we reform those for these people to be able to have a safe place to live and get the help that they need. It's really not going to cost the taxpayers anymore, because if you even understand how much money we're spending right now on the homeless and we're not fixing the problem, how many more hotels, motels do the state need to buy to realize that that's not going to work? We need to take the old places, refurnish them, put housing available, and put rehab centers and alcohol rehab centers for these people to get clean and be able to do it. Now, if you go to San Francisco, Sacramento, Los Angeles, they call what they call a shoot-up clinic. We go in, get your needle, do your drugs, go home, it's okay. No, there's nothing okay about that. We're not fixing the problem, we're making the problem worse. And anybody that thinks that that's a good idea, show me how that's a good idea. Show me how it's good to keep people drugged up. Wouldn't it be better if that was a rehab clinic where they could go in there and get help, and they had a place to live and some food on the table? Wouldn't it be better if they weren't sitting in every corner that we go out to? Because I don't care where you live. The homeless problem is a California problem. And I heard people who are running for the same office say, well, we'll just wait till the federal government comes and helps. You know what? Stop pushing the button on somebody else. The problem is California, and guess whose problem it is to fix? It is ours. And that's why I'm a better person for that job, because I'm going to fix it. I'm not going to count on federal money. I'm not going to count on federal assistance. We're going to take the problem, we're going to take the roots out of it, and we're going to fix it, because guess what? It's time that we hold our politicians accountable for what the hell's going on in the state. It is time that we get a new fresh blood of politicians in there that want to fix the thing. And if I don't do my job, fire me. But if I'm doing my job right, and you see that we're headed in the right direction, support me and go behind me, and let's get this thing done. Let's get Gavin Newsom out of office. Let's put the right people in there, whether it's me or somebody else, and let's fix California, because that's what we need to do. We need to take responsibility. We need to take everything that we have done to California and fix it ourselves. Quit waiting for the federal government. You want to get out of the $75 billion deficit that we're in right now? Open up the businesses, open up the schools. Now, how come schools can't be outside? Think about this: math, English, science, history, 4 classes. Are you telling me the school doesn't have enough property outside?
Oh my gosh, they have so much. They got acres.
Now, you're going to have to do the same math for 3rd and 4th graders? Okay. But the rest of the teachers are walking around. They can walk around with their masks and help the kids get caught up where they need to be. Science is the same thing. So in your elementary schools, this is the way I see it. In your football field, you'd have 2 classes. You have a mic, you have a PA system, and you have teachers helping walking around the students. You can put desks and still keep the social distancing. We don't have to wear masks outside, so the kids don't have to. And the PA could be heard so the kids could hear what's going on. Now, you want to push that to the next level. Let's go to this. The teachers that are a little bit older, don't feel comfortable because they feel they might be accessible to this, then they can stay at home and they can do what we're doing. They can stream from home for the kids who their parents feel it's not safe for them to go to school. Now, it takes care of everything. Everybody gets the help they need, because our kids learn better in school. They learn better with a teacher right in front of them than being on a television screen. Because guess what? They're looking here, they're looking there, they're doing this, they're doing that. They're not getting. So we're going backwards instead of forward. Now, why can a private school be open, yet not a public school? Let's think outside the box.
That doesn't make sense.
Let's think outside the box. Let's take these kids outside if they have to. Let's teach them outside, but let's get them to school. A funnier part of that is, if there's an after-school program, you can pay $600 a month and your kid could go there. Now, you ready for the kicker on it? It's from 7 in the morning to 5 at night. If they could go to the after-school program because I had to pay for it, why can't they go to school that my tax dollars are paying for it?
Correct. That's a good one. That's a good plan.
Our educators need to sit down and really think about what we're doing here and how we can fix this problem. And even if it's 4 hours a day that the kids go and they learn outside, where we decrease the opportunity for them to get sick, we should look into that. Parents are trying to figure out, do I go to school? Do I go to work? Or do I stay here and help my kid with the schoolwork? No parent should ever be felt that way. That's why we pay our taxes for school boards. That's why we pay our taxes for our kids to be able to get a better education, for people who went to school, who understand how to teach our kids.
Yeah, and I just thought I got a comment, but yeah, I mean, and that's a good plan because that's what's needed. And the parents that are out looking at the show right now, I want them to have any questions to call you, text you, to help you in the campaign. We're 25 minutes out, but I just want to thank you for being in my show. But at the same time, what do you want to tell the public out there? How to reach out to you?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook, Diego Martinez for Governor. I'm on YouTube, Diego Martinez for Governor. We are also on Twitter at Diego Cali, for Cali 22. We are also going to be at the state capitol on September 12th, boots on the ground, United for Freedom. So make sure you guys come out there. Myself, Chris Bish, and a few more speakers will be out there. That's a great opportunity for us to interact. The one thing you guys are going to know about me is that if you guys ask me a question, we're going to answer it. Our turnaround time on answering questions are no more than 30 minutes, whether you leave me a DM on Facebook or whether you tune into my live on Thursday mornings, that we do a Q&A every Thursday morning. So we address a lot of the issues. We answer a lot of the questions. I'm very accessible. Anything you guys want to know, just feel free to ask. Again, don't forget, September 12th, boots on the ground, United for Freedom, over at the Capitol. We're going to be on the west side of the Capitol. It starts at 10 in the morning, so come out and join us. The other thing is, I like to send my prayers and my thoughts to everybody who's dealing with the fire and getting evacuated from your homes. We are working on figuring out what kind of supplies you guys need, and we're going to go up there and put some donations together and help you guys out. If there's anything anybody needs, please get a hold of us through Facebook. We will be more than happy to put this together and figure out how to help you guys. It's a tough time for all of us. And with California where it's at, we want to bring the lumber industry back because that will help keep our forests clean. And a lot of this stuff won't happen when I become governor. So I wish everybody the best of luck. Diego Martinez for Governor 2022. Daniel, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you, Diego. It's awesome. I'll be reaching out to you and Chris pretty soon because I could do a 3-show with you guys. So I'm looking at inviting you and Chris together and whoever you want to invite into the show. So that's the next plan I'm working on you 3 guys from the Bay Area because you guys are awesome. You guys are just fired up. I want the people from Southern California to hear that you guys are fired up in Northern California. You guys are working your hardest to be in local office, And that's what my Southern friends that are on Facebook and YouTube, thank you for watching. And I also want to thank Diego for being here, making his time. He has a business as well. We all business. I have another show at 2:30, so that's reason I'm running to another one. Person's running for Santa Cruz City Council. She was homeless. She is homeless. She works in the council with me, so she's running for City Council in Santa Cruz. So she's next up. But yeah, I'm excited because you're running for office, and reached out to you and Chris Fish. September 12th. Don't forget to be there at the Capitol, you guys. Boots on the ground, like you said. Reach out to Diego. His number's in the bottom. Just website. Go for it. Click on him. Connect to him. Let's make California change different. Go for it, Diego. Your last pitch.
Hey, thank you, Daniel. We'll talk to you later on, okay? And
thank you, and
give the young lady who you're talking to after me, give her my number. Tell her to give me a call. Let's see if we get her to come over to the Capitol on the 12th and speak also, so a lot more people get to know us.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, Daniel. We'll see you later.